xenophobia intentions in South Africa is getting real bad. But it's not just in South Africa. It's in South Africa, it's in Nigeria, it's in Ghana, it's in Togo, it's in Zimbabwe, it's in all these different African countries across the continent. And most of these countries want Nigerians out of their country. They're saying that Nigerians are coming in with kidnapping, murder, or unaliving people. They're doing all kinds of vicious, vile, and bad things, and they want them out of their country. So now, which went international now is what's going on in South Africa. In South Africa, they not only want Nigerians out, they now want Ghanaians out, to the point where Ghana's president had to come out and make a statement. And this thing is getting real heated. I mean, the people in the street are in the street, and they ain't playing, man. They want people out. Let's get off into this, man.
Different countries, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Ghana, Nigeria. Last in this year, we saw our South African in Nigeria. They were naked, running on the street. How do we feel as South African? We don't do those things to them, but they are doing things that is painful to us. They are calling us names. How stupid we are as South African. We are just lazy. But in our own country, can they live? Can they?
Wait, don't that sound eerily familiar? So the people in South Africa that went through apartheid, they getting called stupid and lazy when these African foreigners come in, right, from other countries. But they came here, they was calling the descendants of slaves here stupid and lazy. So I'm watching and I'm listening, to what's going on. But let's proceed.
Leave. We don't have a problem with them. They must pack and leave. They occupy the buildings. They do as they wish. But now our government sees that these people, they are overdoing things in us. Because it's years we were complaining as leaders to say we are sick and tired of what is happening. Our children are dying. If a man loves you, he must take you back where he's coming from. We cannot marry a man from Nigeria to be my husband in South Africa. If he loves me, take me to Nigeria, wherever. Let them go with their wife, with their kids. That will be fine for us. Thank you.
If you know yourself that you're not South African, please stand up. Please stand up. Please don't try and stand up right now.
They running down on people in hospitals and running them up out of there. Man, listen, in America, a lot of these tethers come here and they disrespect us. We ain't running down on them like that. We ain't doing nothing remotely close to this foolishness, man. This is crazy.
Stand up. Sister, are you South African? Are you South African? Because we are going to check everybody. Check them. Please, if you're not South African, come with me. Come. Come with me. Come. Come. South African, go out. You can go to Unjani, block P there, or Mutila Hospital. Go. Hey, pass. What's the matter? You run past and go to the border.
Oh, he said you from Zimbabwe, you run fast.
Please stand up. If you know yourself that you're not South African, please be along with good form. All these nurses and doctors, they are here for South Africans. Get up, South Africa. Please stand up. Don't try us. What's that? You run faster than Portal.
Man, he ain't playing.
We will not tolerate violence and acts of lawlessness.
So this here is South Africa's president.
Directed at foreign nationals. No foreign national should be unlawfully barred from accessing public facilities, including health facilities and schools.
I think that the young people...
Now, this is Ghana's president, John Mahama, right? This is him coming out, and he's going to start, basically speaking on, because at the bottom here, man, they beating down, and I cut it out. They beating down the Ghanaians, right? They ran down on Ghanaians and put hands and feet on them, and they had like a whip. They was whipping on them, right? And I can't really show the video because I don't want it to get demonetized, but it was getting dangerous and physical. Black Americans ain't doing none of that. So I don't want to hear nothing else from no Africans about us being xenophobic. I don't want to hear nothing else because we quiet boys compared to what's going on over here, right? Let's listen to Ghana's president.
Of South Africa do not know what happened before they gained their freedom.
In respect to the issues happening in South Africa, the president of Ghana has this message for the people and the young youth of South Africa.
I think that it's an issue that we are all worried about because of the specific circumstances of South Africa, and it's most regrettable and most unfortunate. I think that the young people of South Africa do not know what happened before they gained their freedom. The whole of this continent stood behind South Africa. The whole of Africa stood behind South Africa to fight against apartheid. I remember all of us growing up as secondary school children, went on marches, were part of the African Youth Command, we demonstrated, we boycotted classes and all that, all in the fight against apartheid. Indeed, for several of the countries where their citizens have been brutalized in South Africa, these are countries that were called frontline states that harbored the freedom fighters, of South Africa and gave them safe haven, gave them passports, to be able to avoid the clutches of the apartheid regime. And even Nigeria, even though not a neighbor of South Africa, was considered a frontline state because of the economic contribution that Nigeria did to the ANC to be able to liberate South Africa from apartheid. And so it is regrettable that the same people who fought against apartheid, are being attacked in this way. The pictures we've seen are very horrible. As ECOWAS, we've issued a statement condemning what is happening. The unfortunate thing is this is not the first time. It keeps flaring up. And so while we're condemning...
Xenophobia is too much in South Africa. So we need to fight for the right of all migrants.
So now, let me say this, right? The government knew what was going on, and they only stepping in now because it's went international. People talking about this all over the country, right? So now they got to step in, right? So you have here South Africa promises crackdown on xenophobic attacks in Ghana protests, right? South African authorities promised on Friday to crack down on anyone carrying out xenophobic attacks on Ghanaians and other foreign nationals, a day after Ghana protested over videos of violent incidents circulating on social media. Ghana Foreign Affairs Minister Samuel Oki, whatever his name is, summoned South Africa's envoy on Thursday and called for an intervention to prevent further escalation, right? Campaigners for migrants' rights says foreigners have been scapegoated in South Africa for its economic woes, right? Agabagor expressed concern over the incident in South Africa's Kulu Natal province, where a Ghanaian national was confronted, asked to provide proof of his legal status, and told to leave and fix his country, his ministry. Now, this is the thing. They've been doing this for a while, but the verbiage that they're using, that's us. They've been hearing us say this online. Go home and fix your country. I'll say this. We didn't influence them to do this because they've been doing this for a long time. South Africa has been having xenophobic stuff on other people coming to South Africa for some time now, right? But the jargon, the talking points that they're using, they're using ours, man. And they watching and listening to what we're saying. The same as the UK. I seen the video where the girl in the UK was using all FBA talking points. But let's proceed. South Africa's police ministry said in a statement that all those found participating or inciting xenophobic acts will be identified, apprehended, and brought before the courts. Acts of lawlessness, intimidation, and violence against migrant communities have no place in our constitutional democracy. South Africa's Foreign Affairs Minister Rhonda Lumumba told a meeting to government officials. Man, this thing is getting goofy, man. This thing is getting goofy. Hold on, wait a minute. I messed it up. Hold on. I had the wrong thing. Let's go back. Let's bring it back. Yeah, let's bring it back.
They must have rights in South Africa. They must be documented with the government. We need to help these migrants because police are taking advantage for the migrants, as well as those marching to Dula. They're also taking advantage for the migrants.
I think the attack on immigrants at the moment is also an attempt to make South Africans look away from the things.
Who the heck is she?
That are standing in the way of delivery of what everybody needs.
Today, we are here to remind our hosting countries who's been having mixed feelings but tolerant to some extent that Africa, we are all going through problems, and there are also other issues that to do with push and pull factors.
It is actually to express our denouncement of the xenophobic drift in the country. There's a right-wing populist drift to blame every problem we have on the migrants, from the mass unemployment to the crumbling services, healthcare, education. The fact of the matter is, it is outrageous to say that just about 5% of the population are responsible for 12.4 million unemployed people in this country.
Yet another xenophobic attack happening in South Africa. Can I share that this is not a reflection of us South Africans? Not at all. This is not who we are. There's a small group of South Africans that is making sure that this news becomes continent-wide by these xenophobic attacks. Most South Africans, I repeat, most South Africans are against this. Sadly, we are quiet about it. This is led by Jacinta. Now, the question I always ask myself is why is she not doing this march to march in Cape Town, where there's a lot of Germans, French, Netherlands, and Americans there?
You know
why is she not doing it? And I lived in Cape Town, so I know Cape Town pretty well. She knows damn well she does not stand a chance there, and that tomorrow morning there will be a number of massacre bodies under her name. She doesn't want to take that chance. Instead, she wants to attack the vulnerable and the weak. That is unconstitutional in every way. It is un-South African to do so.
This dude,
our constitution.
This dude looks like he is president of the Skittles fan club. He definitely like he's the president.
Rejects this. But then she might have the rhetoric that, oh, immigrants are creating all the crime here. Immigrants are having syndicates here. Yes, it is true. There is some syndicates that is happening inside the townships. And there is some crime that is led by immigrants. But do you want to know the percentage rate of which they are doing these crimes in the whole of the country? 2%. Just 2%. Now just imagine, say, half of the crimes are not reported. That's 4%. Why is Jacinta not marching for HIV, which we've got the highest in the world? What about GBV, which, goodness, she could be marching for that.
What is GBV?
What about the high alcohol intake that is happening in South Africa that is creating a lot of the crimes? Is she marching for that? What about the murder rate, highest in the world? Is she marching for that? She should be marching to the police station and keeping the police account to that, not hurting fellow African brothers. Now, Stogie T, my favorite rapper in all of Earth, born in Tanzania. Why are we not marching against that? Duduzani Zuma, the president's son, President Jacob Zuma's son, born in Mozambique. Why is she not marching for that? What about DJ Fresh, a renowned DJ? Why is she not marching against that? Did you know that we have Khoisan people in parliament in Kenya? Did you know a Xhosa man is president of Botswana? We don't even have a Khoisan person in parliament because we want to stay divided. What about Nigeria, who's given $61 billion to South Africa during apartheid? You know how much that is? I'll tell you. It's a third of South Africa's budget in a year. Yeah.
So he's claiming that they gave all this money, $61 billion, to South Africa during apartheid. So they feel like South Africa owes them something. They was in support of it, right? And he's saying, y'all running down on these people, but y'all ain't running down on Jacob Zuma's children. Y'all got y'all picks on the way that y'all doing things. Now, he's admitting here that they got too much tribalism and too much division because they don't have no co-assigned people. They don't have the proper people unified to have a unified South Africa. He's admitting this. The Skittles crew person. But let's listen to some more.
Third, Nigeria gave that to us during apartheid to fight apartheid. What about Algeria, Zambia, and Mozambique? They're the ones that received South Africa to train them how to fight in apartheid. Countries like Tanzania, Swaziland, a whole bunch of countries hosted South Africans in refuge when they ran away. They did not take out a whip. They did not throw them out the country. They stood beside them. What Jacinta is doing is unconstitutional, and she needs to march the right way. It's not march to assault, it's march to march. Stand by what you are saying that you're supposed to stand by. You did not come here to hurt people. It's unconstitutional, and somebody is going to take you to task. Yeah, somebody's going to do it. I'd like to apologize to all the African diasporas in South Africa and also Africans around the continent. This is not who we are. We're against this.
So everybody is calling what's happening in South Africa xenophobia. And yes, it is. But if that's all you see, you're missing the point, because what we're witnessing sits at the intersection of history, identity, and power. And until we understand that, we're going to keep getting this conversation completely wrong. Now, let's be clear. What's happening to Ghanaians right now? It's not new. This pattern has played out before with Nigerians, with Zimbabweans, with Somalis, across several African communities in South Africa.
Oh, it has.
It does not happen in a vacuum.
So you're telling me that there is no Pan-Africanism. It's pan-tribalism over there. So we're not being xenophobic here in America because we want to self-identify. We want to call out the tethers the way you guys do. You guys call out the tethers amongst your rank and you hold them accountable. Oh, okay. But we're just not allowed to do it.
Nor is it just merely economic frustration. It is the afterlife of a system that was designed to deform human relationships and weaponize scarcity in a very weird way. So the question isn't just what is happening. I believe the question we should be asking is, why does this keep happening?
We know we are all in power. What is the purpose of Nigerians?
Now we venture from South Africa and we go to Ghana. And this is in Ghana, them protesting, telling Nigerians they got to get the heck on. They got to get up out of here, right? They got to skedaddle. That's what they're telling the Nigerians.
Every president they come into Ghana. What are they coming here to do? Then they are killing us. Time will come, you and I. Our children cannot go out and buy something and come back. You cannot go night and go and buy your Indomie. You and I cannot go back at night and come home peacefully. Look at what they did to our mother in Nigeria. Commission. Ghana High Commission in Nigeria. High Commission in Nigeria. They kill her from his car. They kill her. Why Nigerians? Are you the only people in Ghana? Are you the only people in the world? China is chasing Nigeria. South Africa is chasing Nigeria. Uganda is chasing Nigeria.
He holding a sign that says, Igbos must go. Igbos must go.
Why Nigeria? Especially the Igbos and the so-called Igbo king. This is a message to him. He is to be very, very vigilant. For himself again in this land again. Thank you.
I see the hot today. I come with another news.
Now this is in Togo. Togo, they riding the streets and they telling the Igbos, y'all got to go. Y'all got to go. Togo has joined the agenda, right? Watch this.
Guys, so Togolese joined South Africans to protest against Nigerians, to be specific, Igbos in their country, guys. Let's take a look at the video and definitely.
Togolese are no longer giving we the Nigerians or we the Igbos. They are no longer giving us houses. Oftentimes, when I do videos talking about the things my Igbo brothers and sisters are doing wrong in this town, I always see my Igbo brothers and sisters getting emotional. Some of them will be telling me I should stop discussing our people, this and that. The truth is, a lot of people have wrong narrative, wrong impression about us, Igbo people. We cannot change how people see us. Yes. But the thing is, we can never rule out the fact that some of the ill behavior that they accuse us of perpetuating, we are actually guilty of some of those things. If you have tried to look for a house as a Nigerian guy in Togo of recent, you will find out that it's very difficult to get a house. Most of the Togolese are no longer giving we, the Nigerians, or we, the Igbos. They are no longer giving us houses. They are no longer renting houses to us. Most times they will tell you that Igbos are not good, Igbo Munyo, this and that. Because of what some of the bad eggs amongst us.
What he's saying is they don't want him there. And they seen in Togo, they saw what was going on in South Africa and was like, oh yeah, these Nigerians over here doing the same thing. So it's like wherever you go, whether you in Uganda, whether you in Ethiopia, whether you in Ghana, South Africa, wherever, Nigerians, you get flagged, right? So now Togo don't even want to give y'all no living arrangements. They want you out. They want you out of there. They want you going, right? And it gets real dangerous, man. It's real dangerous. Hold on, let's go here real quick. Let's go here. Right? Tensions between local Ghanaians and Nigerian nationals in Ghana have increased with reports of demonstrations in Accra. So this was last year, July 2025, where protesters demanded the expulsion of Nigerians, citing concerns over rising crime and economic insecurity, right? Protests and accusations. Demonstrators in Accra, particularly around the Circle area, alleged that some Nigerians are involved in crimes such as armed robbery, prostitution, and fraud. Some protesters also targeted Nigerian traders for operating in retail markets, which are supposedly reserved for local Ghanaians. The Ghanaian government has not issued an official directive to expel Nigerians. President John Mahama indicated that the government does not support these actions and has assured that there are no plans for mass deportation, describing the situation as a storm in a teacup, right? So this whole thing is crazy over there. And I just tell our people, I pay attention to everything that's going on in the news, but a lot of people are using our talking points and they're hearing the things that we're saying. And we're not saying that we're making them do it because they've been doing this stuff, right? And there's a lot of violence, people getting unalived, everything. They can't come here and say that we're violent or we're this, because in our hoods, we're going in our hoods. When you go to South Africa, when you go to Nigeria, you talk about crime. Man, listen, we choir boys compared to what's going on in them countries, man. You got the Zimbabwe. Are you kidding me? So what happens in Kenya? Nah, man, like you can't come here and say that we lazy, say we're being xenophobic, say we're being violent, we all this, because those are lies compared to your countries, man. And y'all know the thing is it's a sad thing, right? You know, what's going on. Some people amongst our lineage might not care. I care about it. I care about all the dark races, around the world. That's I do, right? As long as you're not being a tether, as long as you're not tethering on our culture, trying to disrespect us, you cool with me, man. I love Africans. You cool with me. I love my brothers and sisters from the Caribbean. As long as you're not tethering or being a tetherist. As long as you're not being a tetherist. Other than that, we good, man. But y'all gotta let me know what y'all think, man. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button, subscribe to Street Media TV, leave your comments in the comment section. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.